Hey everybody, thank you for joining my channel. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe, like this video, share this video, leave a comment if you will. I'm just over here scrolling down my YouTube page or YouTube homepage and seeing what's going on in the world today. What's trending? What's the trending topics? What's tea? But first I want to say everything in the media is just a bunch of distractions. It's set up and designed. My lash is messed up. It's set up and designed to distract you from what's really going on and what's really important. And you'll find that a lot of people operate the same way. Like people like to beg to differ. People like to make content that's not based on facts, not based on truth, not based on sound judgment and rational facts. So, and I say that because do your research. That's like a person saying crime is down in such and such, and then you go online and you see that crime is at an all-time high. And they say nobody, I don't have an STD, so STDs couldn't possibly be running rapid in such and such and such a state or whatever. And you go online and you see that the rates are getting higher. So we have to be aware of these content creators and these people and this media that's feeding you this information and this lies and this illusions of what actually the truth is. The thing about truth and facts and versus fiction and lies is that the truth does not need any support. The facts will still stand. Like some things are just fixed in life and some things are just based on principles and facts. So whether you don't have to believe in it for it to be true. Point blank period. See, people think that just because you don't agree with something or you feel a certain way or you don't like this or you don't like that or you feel strongly or your opinion is very strong in one area or whatever, is your opinion is your opinion. Your opinion may not line up with actual facts, fact-based statistics and truth. The truth has evidence. When you basing your content on facts and truth, then you have statistics, you have data, you have research, you have information that's validates. I don't know if validify is a word, that validates your words. So people, a lot of men online and some women, if a person is just irrational with their opinions, then it's probably not based 100% on facts and truth. But if you have someone who actually is coming from a knowledgeable perspective and rationalizing and empathizing and just making a valid point, that doesn't necessarily mean a person is bashing or is ignorant or delusional. I'm bringing clarity to a situation. I bring clarity because I have a very sound mind, and my opinions are derived from my personal experience along with confirmations of women dealing with the same thing. And on top of that, we have to correlate. We have to how that base that on in junction with society and the world overall, and how the environment affects our behaviors. So when people get to talking about women and men and this and that, they're not really understanding where all of this confusion is coming from. This has been years and years of oppression and stigmatized racism to have black on black crime, to have the disparity, the homelessness rate or the crime rate or all of this. This is all systematically done. So, but if a person is not aware of that, then they're operating with trying to point the finger at someone that is not really responsible for that. You can't hold a person, but it's your responsibility to be aware of these things. It's your responsibility to be enlightened, to be educated, to know that you can't judge a woman based on this or that. You can't judge a man on based on this and that. But if a person shows you who you are, who they are, you have to believe them. So I just know that a lot of men per se don't do their research, and they are operating just out of flesh and out of their own desires, out of their own lust or their own, free will per se. And women do the same thing. So if a person is operating out of their own free will and out of their body, out of their own lust, and they're not educating themselves, then they're not able to set themselves up in a better position to be able to exist in a world where things could be not in your favor. And just because it's not in your favor doesn't mean you blame the man or you blame the woman. I mean, like, it's easy to go to dwell on the surface level of the problem, but we have to get to the root of the problem. The root of the problem is that everything on TV and everything on the internet, everything that in the media is a big distraction. This has to be understood that everything. I'm looking online today. They have the Alec Baldwin trial where he shot a person on the movie set with a gun. It was supposed to be a blank bullet in the gun, but it was an actual real bullet in a gun. And they're trying to charge him with murder. That's the same thing how these people try to point the finger at you or me or whoever, when if I'm here to play my part, play my role, how are you going to hold me responsible for a gun that somebody put in my hand that I thought it had a blank bullet in it, but it actually was a real bullet in it, and now I'm responsible for murdering this person? That's exactly what's going on in the world today, and that trial is online being recorded. But it's symbolic for what's actually going on in the world today. Is we're being charged and held accountable for something that's out of our control, and that has to be understood. Black women, black men, mainly, are being held accountable and charged for something that is not 100% not our responsibility, not our fault. It's not these men's fault and it's not the women's fault. But the thing about it is men need to acknowledge this and hold themselves accountable and make better choices. And then we can be the change that we want to see in the world. But until that happens, then if people keep going back and forth, then we'll never get ahead. And like, there are some healthy, whole, happy relationships out here, or whatever the case may be. But I know that it comes from a man respecting his woman, his wife, because women are the backbones for a man. If these men out here that's working on the highways and building buildings and apartment complexes and stuff like that, who do you think they go home to and feed them and cook for them and stuff like that? Those hardworking men, 9 times out of 10, have a wife at home who's going to have dinner ready on the table. And if she's a good one, she will have his bath water ready, his lunch ready for the next day, massage him, take all of his stress away and all of that. But that's what a woman is supposed to do. A woman is supposed to be the man's backbone, his support system. But some of these men, some of these black men today are not being the provider to be able to, for a woman to be able to rest in her femininity. And that's not what's being promoted online. What's being promoted online is that these men don't want to be the provider. Most of the content that you see online is that men are not wanting to provide for women, and are in real life, like, a lot of guys in this economy, let's just talk about, see, because I don't want to get into like people think that I'm bashing men or bashing women. It's never that I'm bashing men or bashing women. It's the fact that we have to, just like this Alec Baldwin trial, we have to address who's really at fault, who's really responsible for the way things are. Like, who's really responsible for the fact that there aren't enough jobs and people are getting laid off and people are getting fired and people are not being able to provide a living for themselves and take care of themselves. And then you will have someone that's saying, like, think a person is lazy or a person doesn't want to work. How can I work if the opportunities are not there? Because I've been in that situation. I'm very independent and can take care of myself. But if I'm in a city where the opportunities don't exist and like the job opportunities are not there for me, then I'm in the wrong place. So that has to be understood. So at the end of the day, everything has to be within context. And I'm just like, this is where the confusion comes in. This is why we have a debate and we go back and forth and all of this and that, because we're not addressing the problem, the issue, and then once we know where the problem lies, the root of the problem, then we can come up with better solutions. Because just like my daughter thought that I was wrong for quitting my job, or a person could think that you wrong for leaving a situation because it's abusive, and or but you can do better. Only you know what's in your best interest. So can't nobody tell you that you need to stick around and be abused and mistreated and taken advantage of, and to keep you afraid of doing what's in your best interest and following the Most High, and He gonna lead you in the way that you should go. So that's people's problem. Everything is basically, it goes back to, if you don't believe in a higher power, you don't believe in the Most High, we're gonna see things totally different and completely different, because your point of view and is coming from your own mind. It isn't coming from a higher consciousness. It's not coming from a higher power, and that's might even offend you. The fact that I say that, it may offend you, but the people that resonate with my content and watch me, they know what's going on. The people that have subscribed to my channel, they understand exactly what I'm saying, is that it's really annoying. That's why I made a channel, because I feel like people don't address the real issues. People don't come from a place of solutions or trying to solve a problem. I'm trying to provide solutions and answers to myself and others. Like, be encouraged that you don't have to put up with BS and on no level, from your job, in a relationship, or anything, and you don't owe nobody no explanation, man or woman. I'm promoting doing what's in your best interest and not hurting nobody. I'm the one that says, love yourself, take care of yourself, exercise, eat healthy, treat people how you want to be treated, do unto others as you want them to do unto you, and the world will be a better place. But if people not doing that, we will always have problems. People fail to treat people how they want to be treated. And then on top of that, we have all of these distractions on social media and in society that tries to conjure up confusion and conflict between the races and genders, and as far as sexuality, and when homelessness is on the rise, or jobs are firing people, jobs are closing at rapid rates, and they close at a lot of Walgreens, they gonna close a lot of Walmarts, they closing a lot of CVS's, I think they closing a lot of Amazon places. Like, people are losing their jobs at a rapid rate because people can't afford to. So you can't just don't shoot the messenger and blame the person for merely observing what's going on in the world today, and know that it starts at we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principles and principalities and wickedness in high places. So it's never about me versus a man or a man versus me. It's about people perish from a lack of knowledge. So people, when men go to prison or go to jail, they have all the time in the world to sit and think and read and get their knowledge on. But why does it take for something tragic to happen for you to pick up a book and become knowledgeable? I'm gonna let you answer that. But that's a real thing. Like, people do not care to learn when they have the freedom out here in the streets. They don't, they're not, their goal, they have their priorities in other places. So that's the difference between men and women. And that's why that's why it's more women out here than men, because a lot of men are in prison or they are buried in somebody's cemetery somewhere. So this has to be understood. So this is me telling the truth and speaking the truth, telling the truth and shaming the devil, because I'm so sick and tired of people just posting BS and not really being accurate with their content and not saying what's really the truth. And the truth of the matter is that the solution, the problem is not a woman. The problem is not the man. The problem is the society and history has shown that it was designed for us to fail, and that has to be understood. So if you dealing by that, if you going by that playbook, you will be successful and be better off. But I can't be with somebody that's ignorant. But yeah, that's why some women date men that's in prison, because they are that's a whole nother subject. It's crazy. To be with a man and he could be the best man on earth, but she can't see him, and well, she can't be with him intimately or whatever, because it's probably my husband or my soulmate might be behind bars. He might be locked up. And actually, my second baby daddy is locked up behind bars. So yeah, because he fell victim to his environment and situation and circumstances. So that's where all the black men are behind bars, and they unalived. So that has to be understood. So now we dealing with these sexually confused men, and what people need to do, they need to do their research. And what they need to do, they need to find go repent and pray and just do unto others as you want them to do unto you. But I'm not gonna hold you all too long. Like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, and remember to always keep the Most High first, and be blessed. Bye.